Martha, an 18-year-old university student from Florida, knew hardship. Her parents divorced when she was 12, and she has lived with her mom ever since. Last year, her father succumbed to cancer, a profoundly challenging experience as they were very close. He left her a significant amount of money in his will, accessible only when she turned 18. This year, Martha finally came of age, and her life took a sharp, unexpected turn. One day, her stepdad, Jordan, in his mid-40s and married to her mom for 5 years, called her into his room. Their relationship had always been strained, with Jordan often unkind, though Martha tried to remain civil for her mother's sake. "Hey, Martha," Jordan began. "I need to talk to you about something important." Martha braced herself, a knot of unease forming in her stomach. He brought up the money her father had left her. "You should give it to your stepbrother, Peter," he stated flatly. "He needs it for his college education. He wants to go to university just like you." Martha was floored. Jordan was asking her to give away her inheritance. I don't think I can do that, Jordan," she stammered. "This money was left to me by my dad. What if I need it in the future?" Jordan scoffed. "Don't be silly, you don't need that money, and even if you do, Peter needs it more." "I'm sorry," Martha replied, her voice firm despite the tremor in her chest. "But the answer is no." Jordan's face contorted with anger. "Martha, don't push me." "There's no need to get angry," Martha said, forcing her voice to remain calm. "I answered your question honestly. Saying no isn't meant to disrespect you, it's about setting boundaries. I'm standing my ground, and if you're getting mad because I said no, you need to think about your attitude. Don't forget, you're a guest in this house too, so let's be civil." Before Jordan could retort, Martha turned to leave. "Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Goodbye." Jordan's behavior didn't surprise her. She had always suspected he might make a play for her inheritance. What she hadn't expected was her mother's absence during this encounter. Hannah was out of town, which was why Jordan felt emboldened to boss Martha around. But Martha was on to his sneaky plans. Jordan followed her out of the room, scolding her, calling her a bad sister for not wanting to give money to Peter. "Hey," he barked, "don't walk away while I'm talking. You need to listen and do what's right." Suddenly, Peter emerged from his room, rubbing the sleep from his eyes. "What's going on? You two arguing woke me up." "Peter," Jordan said, "tell Martha about what we talked about earlier." Peter yawned. "Sure, what was it again?" "Oh, right, the inheritance money," Jordan prompted. "Yeah, Martha," Peter mumbled. "Dad and I were talking, and we demanded this money because of that important thing we talked about." "You mean the business?" Jordan supplied. "Right. What business?" Peter looked genuinely confused. "You said this money was for my university tuition," Jordan hissed. "Yeah, that's because that's what it's for, right?" Peter agreed, still half asleep. Yes, I completely forgot. I just woke up, you know. Yes, it's for university. I have an interest in attending university, and I demand the money for myself. Thanks." Martha couldn't help but smile a little at the absurdity of it all. "Well, that's a cute attempt, but not cute enough. The answer is still no." "Why not, Martha?" Jordan demanded. "He knows what he wants. This wasn't up for discussion. We're getting that money." "We'll see about that," Martha muttered under her breath, her heart pounding in her chest. The rest of the evening was thick with tension. While Jordan was known for his silly pranks and attempts to test Martha's patience, this new effort to seize her inheritance was unsettling. She saw a new side of him, immature and selfish. Martha was determined to tell her mother everything, but Jordan was insistent. "Don't tell Hannah anything," he warned. "Why not?" Martha challenged. "She's my mom. She deserves to know how I'm being treated." "Listen, I'm just trying to help you," Jordan said, his voice taking on a manipulative tone. "If you bring this up to her, she'll get upset at you for wasting her time and being selfish." "Well, Jordan, that's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm warning you, don't tell your mother." His voice was low and menacing, sending a shiver down Martha's spine. She had never seen him so worked up, especially over something like this. Something was going on, especially with that business Peter had let slip. They thought she wasn't smart enough to catch on, and Jordan's aggressive reaction to her telling her mother only confirmed her suspicions. As soon as she had a moment alone, Martha called her mom. "Hey, Mom, how are you doing?" "I'm good, baby. How about you?" "Not very well, Mom. Something's off with Jordan and Peter, especially Jordan. He's acting weirder than usual." "Oh, Martha, don't be paranoid. I know you don't like him, but he's not weird." "Mom, he asked me for the inheritance money." "What? Really?" "He demanded to get the money, both him and Peter." "That's not true," Hannah said, doubt lacing her voice. "He wouldn't do that." "I know you love him, Mom, for whatever reason, but this is true. He said it's for Peter's education, but I think something fishy is going on. He even got pretty aggressive when I told him I'd tell you." "I don't know, baby," Hannah sighed. "I just feel like I need more proof." "Don't worry, I'll get all the proof. Just wait and see." Even though her mother wasn't ready to fully believe her, Martha felt a surge of determination. She knew Jordan was up to something, and she wouldn't rest until she uncovered the truth. Late that night, driven by a need for answers, Martha used the family computer. To her surprise, Jordan had forgotten to log out of his email account. It was a careless mistake and one that Martha was prepared to exploit. Her heart skipped a beat as she saw a series of emails addressed to a woman named Gloria. These were no ordinary emails. They were filled with intimate messages, revealing an affair. Martha quickly took notes, her mind reeling. But the next discovery was even more disturbing. The emails went beyond mere infidelity. They outlined Jordan's plan to divorce Hannah and run away with Gloria. He bragged about how they would soon have a lot of money from a new business venture. Although Jordan wasn't foolish enough to disclose illegal activities in his emails, the tone was unsettlingly shady. Martha knew she needed more information. She decided to try to get something out of Peter, suspecting he might be less guarded than his father. The next day, with her phone recording their conversation, she approached him. "Hey, Peter." "Hello, Martha. You seem happy today." "Why not? It's a beautiful day," Martha chirped, masking her true intentions. "I have some questions for you. I've been thinking about what you and Jordan said, and I'm thinking about giving you the money." "Hey, pause for a moment. Would you care to support us? Like this video and subscribe for more. Now let's dive back into the story." Peter's eyes widened. "Really? That's great. I'll let him know." "Not so fast," Martha interrupted. "Before I give you this money, it is for your college, right?" "Oh yeah, right," Peter stammered. "My college tuition, yes, right. Anyways, I need to be sure you're serious about getting this money." "Yes, I'm very serious." "Are you sure? And Gloria, is she serious?" "Gloria? Who's Gloria?" "Oh, she's, a student advisor for the college," Peter fumbled, his face flushed. Suddenly, Jordan appeared in the doorway. "I don't appreciate you interrogating my son." "I wasn't doing that," Martha retorted. "I was just asking how my money would be used." "Well, once you give someone money, it's not yours anymore, so it's not your business." "Is that any way to speak to someone who's thinking of giving you money?" Martha challenged. "You're not thinking," Jordan snarled. "You're giving me that money. If you don't, I'll kick you out." Martha was stunned, and it seemed Peter was too. "Dad, this wasn't part of—" "Shut up. I'm the parent, and I make the rules. If you don't give me that inheritance money, you can leave." Martha chose not to say another word, but she was still recording. She had caught him red-handed, threatening her to get her inheritance. Shooting Jordan an icy glare, she retreated to her room, her mind racing. She began compiling all the evidence she had against him, the voice recordings and the screenshots of Jordan's emails to Gloria. It felt like those detective shows on TV where they pinned clues to a board connecting the dots. She was preparing for the storm that was about to break. Once she had everything she needed, Martha called her mother. "Hello, Mom?" Hey, love, how are you?" "Mom, are you sitting down?" "Why, what's wrong?" "I'm afraid I have some really bad news to share, and you won't like it." Martha then revealed everything she had discovered. Hannah initially denied it, refusing to believe it until Martha played the audio recording of Jordan threatening to kick her out of the house. As Hannah listened, her composure crumbled. "Why would he say those things to you? Why would he do that to me? Why would he be so cruel?" "Because he's a bad man," Martha said softly, her heart aching for her mother. "I'm sorry to say it, but you married a monster. This is just terrible. I can't believe I left you alone with those two sickos." "Not. I'm coming home right now. You stay where you are. Have you locked your door?" "Yes, ma'am." "I'm going to ruin that man and make sure he never shows his face in public again. When I'm done with him, he'll wish he never married me." "That's the spirit, Mom. Now hurry up and get home. We need to make a plan." Hannah arrived several hours later, a whirlwind of anger and determination. She went straight to Martha's room and they embraced. tears flowing freely. Martha knew this news was devastating for her mother, but she was relieved to see Hannah's anger. It fueled her desire for justice. They talked for hours, their voices hushed but resolute. By the end, they had a plan. Hannah decided to hire a private investigator after Martha showed her the suspicious messages about Jordan's business. She felt strongly that the money wasn't going to be used for anything legal. This realization fueled her fury, the thought of a parent being so cruel and scheming towards their own family. They knew they couldn't handle this alone. Days turned into a week, and Jordan remained oblivious to the storm brewing around him. He couldn't understand why Hannah had come home early from her work trip, or why she was ignoring him. He feigned happiness, hoping to convince her of his innocence, but Hannah saw through his charade. She was ready to confront him. The private investigator shared their findings with Hannah, who then relayed the information to Martha. "I'm speechless. What did the investigator find?" Martha asked, her stomach clenching with anticipation. "Well, it turns out he's planning to use a laundromat for money laundering. It's an old trick, but effective if you're not caught." "Wow, that's not all, is it?" Martha said, already bracing herself for the next bombshell. "No, it's not. This woman, Gloria, whom he's cheating on me with, has a criminal record for drug-related activities. She's been arrested multiple times for conspiracy to sell illegal substances, so it wouldn't be surprising if their business involves drugs too." "That's unbelievable," Martha gasped. "I would have never expected this. I feel like a veil has been lifted from my eyes. Now I can see that the man I married isn't a man at all, but a sick and twisted person. When are we going to confront him, Mom?" "Right now, follow my lead. Wait, let me get my camera." They went to the living room where they found Peter and Jordan huddled together discussing their shady business. "And then we'll have to use this as a cover for our business. It's all going to be hidden, just act like you don't know and serve the customers." "Okay, but what about—" "Oh, hey everyone," Jordan said, his face suddenly brightening. "We're just finalizing stuff for Peter's college application." "Cut the act, Jordan," Hannah said, her voice cold and steady. "The game is up. We know everything." "What do you mean?" Jordan blustered, a nervous tremor in his voice. "Your innocent act won't work anymore. Smile for the camera." "Get that out of my face, you spoiled brat," Jordan snapped, glaring at Martha. "I mean Martha," Hannah corrected, her voice laced with venom. "We know everything, Jordan. Do you know how many years you'd spend in jail for planning these crimes?" "I don't know what you're talking about," Jordan stammered. "Maybe we should call Gloria and see what she has to say, huh?" "You two think you know everything. Gloria is just a friend." "Well, the explicit photos suggest otherwise," Hannah retorted. "Who even uses emails to cheat nowadays? It's so dumb." "You two went through my things. How dare you?" Jordan sputtered. "No, Jordan, how dare you?" Hannah's voice thundered through the room. "How dare you threaten my daughter multiple times to give you money that doesn't belong to you? How dare you threaten to kick her out of my house? Are you sick in the head? How dare you put your son in your foolish schemes, endangering him? And how dare you plan to use this money for illegal activities? Now you've got nothing to say, huh? We know everything and we're going to take you down." "Get that camera out of my face." Jordan lunged at Martha, but she dodged him quickly, fear flashing in her eyes. "You want to attack my daughter? It's like you want to go to prison. You're crazy. Do you think you know anything? You know nothing." "Yeah, we'll tell that to the police, who should be here any second now," Hannah said, a triumphant smirk spreading across her face. "Police! Yes, the police! Your behavior today makes me not want to call the cops, especially with how you're acting." At that moment, the wail of police sirens pierced the air, growing closer. Jordan's face drained of all color. The cocky smirk he usually wore, the one that suggested he was always the smartest person in the room, vanished. He was terrified. "Please, Hannah, you don't have to do this. I can explain everything." "Save it for the judge, you cockroach. You disgust me. And my Peter, don't think you're off the hook for this. Both of you are getting arrested. That should teach you a lesson about mistreating my daughter and me. I know you're a kid, but you're old enough to know better. And for that, you need to be punished," Hannah added, turning her glare on Peter. "Yes, Mom, come on, Amber. Don't you think all of this is a bit too much?" Peter pleaded, his voice trembling. "On the contrary, it's not enough," Hannah declared. "How's our live stream, Martha?" "We've got over 3,000 people watching the live stream. This is going to be big." Oh, and in case it wasn't clear, Hannah said, her voice dripping with disdain, I want a divorce. That's right, folks. Over 3,000 people witnessed the whole mess, Martha exclaimed, a surge of adrenaline coursing through her. And surely enough, the news made it to local newspapers and tabloids. It was surreal to be in the middle of such a public scandal, with her ex-stepfather and his son exposed for the frauds they were. But it was also satisfying to see justice served. Jordan lost everything, his job, his friends, and even some family members who wanted nothing to do with him. He was facing serious charges for his schemes, and if the judge saw fit, he could spend up to 20 years behind bars. The police also found Gloria, who had been in hiding. She faced the same charges as Jordan. Life was good on Martha and Hannah's side. They grew closer than ever, their bond strengthened by their shared ordeal. On weekends, they would often relax on the patio, drinks in hand, laughing at how foolish and evil Jordan had been. Good riddance, Hannah would say, raising her glass. Good riddance indeed, Martha would echo, a genuine smile gracing her lips for the first time in a long time. Let's conclude our story with the sweet taste of justice and the warmth of a mother-daughter bond rekindled. Jordan, the scheming stepfather, faced the consequences of his actions, his carefully constructed world crumbling around him. He was left with nothing but the bitter reality of his betrayal. Gloria, his partner in crime, met a similar fate, her shadowy past catching up to her. As for Martha and Hannah, they emerged from the ordeal stronger than ever. The inheritance, once a source of conflict, became a symbol of Martha's independence and her father's enduring love. They used it wisely, ensuring their future was secure. The experience taught them the importance of trust, resilience, and the unbreakable bond between a mother and daughter. Their story serves as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, truth and love will always prevail. After experiencing the full journey of our story, we'd love to hear your thoughts. How did the story resonate with you? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay blessed. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.